Hey guys, it's June the 14th at 1:20. We're waiting for Halo and the group to get to us to give them their trail magic. We've got another hiker that just showed up. We're going to talk to him, and then I'm going to give you some news of what just happened a while ago. How you doing? Give us your trail name.
I'm the Kid.
The Kid? How'd you get that name?
I got the Kid because I started going up Springer when I was 17.
Okay.
And it stuck.
That's interesting because I interviewed somebody in February, and it wasn't a Kid, but it was a name like that, and they said the reason they got the name is because they was the youngest person on the trail at the time. And I told them, I said, you won't be all year, because there'll be some younger ones. And you're just finishing high school or what?
I had to drop out of high school. I had Lyme's disease my freshman year, and then I got it again my sophomore year.
You said Lyme?
Lyme's disease.
And how did you catch it?
The tick.
I know, but hiking or?
Yeah, I don't know. I was always outside, did a lot of mountain biking. Yeah, I just ended up with Lyme. I've had chronic symptoms ever since.
Okay.
I dropped out my junior year and went straight to working at a hemp farm.
At a what?
At a hemp farm in Maine.
Okay.
Learned that whole thing seat to sail and really enjoyed it. And that's how I funded my hike to get out here. And I've been loving it out here. I've been the healthiest I've ever been. Been gaining weight, like meeting amazing people.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
And what part of Maine are you from?
I'm from a little town called Appleton outside of Camden.
I know where
Maine.
it's at. I know where Appleton is.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I've studied a lot of maps in Maine because, you know, they've been hiking up there, my wife and all of them up there. But I remember seeing Appleton on one of the maps. And in Bar Harbor, we were in Bar Harbor, Maine after they finished. Millinocket, have you been to Millinocket then? Have you hiked any up there?
No. The only hiking on trail I did prior to starting at Springer was Mount Katahdin.
You had already summited Katahdin?
Yeah.
Cool.
That's the only mountain I did.
Okay. And when did you do that?
I did that the first time I was 8 years old with my dad.
Okay.
And then we only got the tree line, and it was like really windy up there, so I only weighed like 80 or 90 pounds at the time, and he's like, we're not doing this.
So your dad's a hiker?
No, he was actually just writing a book.
Okay.
It was called The Wicked Good Book, and it was
The
about
Wicked
the
Good
things you can do in Maine, and so we were doing all those things, and that was one of them on the list. And then I later went back when I was 14, my grandmother did it.
How old was your grandmother, you remember?
She was like early
50?
60s.
60s, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. What do you remember about that experience? Do you have a lot of memories of that day?
Yeah, we had just finished a trip that she had done on kind of routinely, like every 3 or 4 years with her group from school.
Okay.
So she was a trip coordinator, coordinator for Key School, Annapolis. And so she would always bring like a group of kids up, and they would stay at our house for a night. And then when I was 14, I was like the same age as everyone, and we decided like I could go on this one. And so we went to the like the lakes before the Allagash, and did like 30 miles of lakes, and then did like 100 miles on the Allagash or whatever. And we got off, and the end of the trip was to go to Baxter State for a night and summit Katahdin in the morning.
Now your pack, I'm looking at your pack. What do you think your pack weighs right now?
Right now, probably like just under 20 pounds.
Okay, that's good. I mean, you're keeping it pretty light.
Yeah.
I think I hear the other guys coming. We're going to move to the front of the truck because it's going to get wild and crazy here when they get here. Come on, let's walk up here because I want to talk to you some more, but I don't want all the hollering and cutting up that's going to be happening. See what I tell you? I knew it was going to happen. Do you have a time that you want to finish by?
I'm trying to finish by the end of July or beginning of August.
We're getting in shape. And why is that? Do you have something you got to do? Go back to work?
That I have to do.
Okay.
I just want to get back to working.
Kid, has it been what you thought it was going to be?
No, but I came into it like knowing there was no way I was going to be able to predict what this experience was going to be.
And what's been the best part about being out here?
The best part about being out here? I don't know, just getting up like every day excited. Like,
what kind of mileage are you hiking per day?
Recently I've been doing like just over like 25s.
Wow.
So
How many are you doing today?
I'm trying to make it like 10, 15 miles outside of the Delaware Water Gap.
It's a big climb, what we just talked about.
Yeah, I think it will end up being like, what, 45, 50, something like that. I'm just going to go until I get there pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah.
45 since when?
I got up late this morning at like 10.
How many miles have you hiked so far to get to me?
Probably 15.
15 already. Wow. Wow. All your gear working good?
Yeah, love everything, yeah. I've been doing more of a running approach since I broke my trekking poles and got light at trail days. I ended up getting that Osprey pack.
Okay.
I found in a hiker box a trashed Osprey, and I took it straight to their like retailer tent at the
They give you another
trail
tent?
days, and I was like, hey, is there any way you could fix this up? And he took it back to the guy on the sewing machine, and he took one look at it, shook his head, and he came back, and he was like, sorry kid, we're gonna have to replace your pack.
Gave you a new pack that you got out of the garbage?
Yeah.
Wow, that's an interesting story. I'm glad we talked about that.
Yeah, so
and heard that.
I lost 2.5 pounds just right there.
Yeah.
And then after that, I did a shakedown again and really like got rid of all my rain gear, and I'm not hiking with trekking poles anymore. Switched to trail runners, and
Wow.
really kind of just changed up my game.
Do you talk to your parents very often? Or anybody back home?
Usually like every couple to few days, you know.
Okay. Will there be anybody maybe to come out and hike with you or see you before you get to Maine?
Probably not.
Okay. Will anybody hike with you up to Katahdin, you think?
I know a lot of people are going to meet me at Baxter.
Okay.
I don't know who will go.
Good.
But we'll see.
All right. Well, I'm not going to keep you. I appreciate you taking a few minutes to talk to me. Do you want to say hello to anybody?
No, I think I'm all set.
Have I? God bless every step between here and Katahdin, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Hey guys, we're here near Palmerton, and that's the bridge they crossed, and I've got another hiker that just come out, and today is Thursday or Friday. I can't ever keep up with my days. And anyway, we're going to get in here, get his story and ask him a few questions. What's your trail name?
Hi, my name's Toad.
And how did you get that name?
I like toads.
Okay,
I see them on the trail, they make me smile. Named myself after them.
Okay. When did you start, Toad?
May 31st. It's day 14, day 15.
Where'd you start from?
Harper's Ferry.
And so you're a flip-flopper.
Flip-flopping, yep.
And what made you decide to do a flip-flop versus a traditional north or south?
I worked seasonally, and I didn't get off of my job until end of May. And so it seemed like with climate, it would be a better way to do it.
And so you actually ride at the ATC Center is where you started?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Do you know when you anticipate finishing?
Oh.
December? November?
No, hopefully earlier than that. Hopefully October.
Okay.
That's ambitious, but hopefully October.
Well, I met a lot of flip-floppers last year, and actually we helped a lot of them south when you flip-flop, and we'll talk to you about that later. But do you have a plan to take off any time between the flip-flop? Seems like a lot
maybe
of people
a little bit, yeah. My partner is going to be picking me up at Katahdin, and she's going to be driving me back down to Harper's Ferry, and depending on how much time she can get off work, we might spend a little bit of time hanging out in the Northeast.
And where did you say you're from?
Nevada.
Oh, okay, so you can't go home. You
No,
just walk
not
home
going home.
to spend time there. How long have you been thinking about doing the Appalachian Trail?
I guess seed was planted in my brain maybe 2012, right around the time I graduated college.
How was it planted?
How was it planned?
I know, how was it planted? How was it planted, the seed of the Appalachian?
I had an ex-girlfriend who wanted to do it, and she kind of put it in my mind.
Okay. And has it been what you thought it has been so far? I know you hadn't got a lot of miles on you.
Yeah, it's surprisingly more difficult than you would expect it to be. The hiking is one thing, but just the day-to-day, daily life, getting water, using the facilities, everything's a chore. It's a lot more difficult when you're doing it day after day, after day after day, as opposed to for a weekend.
Yeah, and that's what usually gets the ones that doesn't make it, because the continuation, like you said, the cumulative effect will really work on the body and the mind as well.
Yeah.
Have you been around very many flip-floppers since you started?
Yeah, I hiked with a pack of flip-floppers for about 4 or 5 days coming out of Duncannon. and they spent some time in town, and I decided to push on. I'm meeting a friend up at Water Gap Pier tomorrow.
Okay.
So I had to leave them, unfortunately, but I'll plan to meet back up with them. There are 4 or 5 of them.
Have you known of any flip-floppers that has already got off the trail?
I do not.
Okay.
Nope.
And how many do you think started when you started around you? Was it like 20, or do you know if there's a decent-sized bubble or not?
Yeah, I did not get a number assigned to me by the ATC. I know a guy who did. He started maybe a week before me, and he was around number 200.
A flip-flop.
Of flip-floppers, yeah. And the pack I was hiking with, 4 or 5 of them, they all started within a week of me.
Now, last year, what happened to lots of people that we helped that were northbounders, there was flip-floppers that ended up part of the group. Have you had the occasion to, I know you said you saw Halo in them, have you had the occasion to be around very many
those northbounders, they move pretty fast. They've got trail legs, and when you're fresh on the trail, you have trouble keeping up with them. But I've seen a few recurring, and then I've met a lot of them. I'd say I probably have spent as many nights with northbounders repeatedly as I have with the flip-floppers. So it's a good mix of them.
What's the first thing north of here that you're looking forward to, as far as a place?
North of here.
You know, like, did you do very much research on the trail? Do you know very much about what's
I
north
did not, but I am excited to get up into the whites. I know that'll be challenging mentally and physically, and I've got friends up there too who are going to help out and do some trail magic, get me off the trail for a bit. So I'm looking forward to seeing them and getting up into that terrain.
And how many zeros, if any, have you taken so far?
I took 1 Nero coming into Duncannon. I did 5 miles in the morning into the town, and then my first true zero will be this weekend up at Water Gap.
Okay, at the church hostel, or where are you going to?
Probably, yeah.
That's where most of them stay. It's a good facility, a real good facility.
Okay.
Now, the Nero you took, where was that at, Duncannon?
Duncannon, yeah.
Did you stay at the church hostel, or where did you
I
stay?
had stayed at the Doyle.
Oh, okay.
It seemed like too historic and quirky of a place not to, and for the rate they charge, it was fair enough.
Did you eat there?
I did eat there.
Very good food.
Very good food.
Very good food. What's been the hardest part about not being at home?
You know what? I typically work and travel a lot in the field, so being away from home isn't so difficult. I guess just the companionship of the people around there. You know, I keep in touch with them. I check in with them every night. But I guess just being away from the people is probably the hardest.
Okay.
But as for the comforts of daily life, that's not too, like I said, it wears down on you when you do it day after day after day, but it's not too foreign to me.
Okay. And I always ask a person, or lately I've been asking, what's your favorite piece of gear so far?
Okay, my favorite piece of gear. That's a great question. Probably my stove, because I've met people who are hiking and not carrying stoves, and I do not envy them what they're doing, so I'm glad I brought one.
All right. And another funny question I'm going to ask you. If tonight when you get to where you're going, a helicopter hovered over you and said, we'll drop anything in the world that you want to eat, what it might be, Toad?
I love kettle chips, especially Kettle brand kettle chips. That'd probably be my go-to snack food.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
Kettle, this is a way of cooking potato chips. They're a lot crunchier, a lot crispier, supposedly healthier. They don't have as much oil and fat in them. It's a good crunch of a chip.
Okay, okay. Now, this is going to be strange because I've not asked anybody this question that hadn't hiked over 1,000 miles.
Okay.
But I'm going to ask you this question. If I told you somebody told me to try to offer $5,000 to a hiker to get off the trail and never come back, would you take it today?
Get off the trail or get off all trails?
Get off this trail. Never come back to the A2.
You know what? I probably wouldn't.
Okay, that's a fair question. Anybody you want to say hello to before we let you go? I don't want to keep you much longer.
Hello, friends and family.
Okay. God bless every step between here and Katahdin, and hopefully we see you later when you flip-flop. We'll give you information that we could contact you.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.